Tennis is back on TYT Sports and in the real world. The French Open draw is out today, and the Grand Slam season is back. Rafael Nadal is number one, of course. He's won this tournament 8 out of the last 9 years. But it's not, of course. Nadal has actually lost 3 matches on clay this season, which he hasn't done, I believe, in his entire career. He's lost to Almagro, David Ferrer, and Djokovic. But he has a chance to avenge all 3 of those losses in this year's French Open if the draw holds true to the seedings. Actually, Nadal should have lost a 4th match to Kei Nishikori on clay this year, but Nishikori had to withdraw due to an injury. So Nadal is number one, but he is not a dominant player this season. Djokovic had wrist issues earlier, but he's coming on strong, and he beat Nadal in a clay court final last week. So this might be the chance for Djokovic to finally win the French Open, completing his career his career Grand Slam. I'm thinking Triple Crown because there's a lot of horse racing going on too. And Roger Federer is now seeded number 5. So this thing is wide open. The dominance of this big 3 or big 3+1 with Andy Murray era is coming to an end, and tennis might get more interesting again. My complaint the past many years has been all tennis commentary is about how many Grand Slam titles everyone has. You know, how many does Federer have? Can Nadal catch him? And is Djokovic going to get in the mix? And who's going to be the greatest ever? It's such a simplistic, kind of boring way to talk about tennis because there's so much more going on. The problem is it's hard to talk about. You got to watch these 3, 4, 5-hour matches to really get into it. If you watch a football game or a basketball game, there's a lot. There's 10 to 22 players on the field. Everyone's doing something you can analyze. With tennis, like, what can you say? Yeah, a match might last 5 sets, 3.5 hours, and the point differential might be 3 or 4 points in the entire match that allowed one guy to win and one guy to lose. So it's kind of hard to cover tennis, but it's a lot of fun to watch. It's a lot of fun to follow. And this year there's something special. We're going to look at the juniors. There's an American named Frances Tiafoe. He's 16 years old. I believe he's the #1 junior in the world. He's playing in his first junior Grand Slam. Why does anyone care? I've never cared before, because he's got an interesting personal life story. His father and his mother came over from Sierra Leone. His father got a job working custodial at a tennis center in Maryland, and he just worked harder than everyone else. They say there was a team of about 50 Latinos and a couple of Africans, and he was the hardest worker out of all of them. And he had twin boys, and this one, Francis, took to tennis at a very early age, and his father, since he worked at this tennis center, allowed Francis to get into the clinics and the lessons for free. And he must be a massive self-motivator, because since he was 6 years old, this Frances Tiafoe fellow, all he did was play tennis morning till night. He was always on the courts, hitting against the wall, practicing his serves, and he's risen to be, I believe, the #1 junior in the world. It's a great story, and I'm gonna follow the juniors for the first time ever and hope that Frances Tiafoe can leave his mark on that. So stay tuned for French Open coverage on TYT Sports throughout these next 2 weeks. Get shirts like this on shoptyt.com. I'll cover the women's tournament as it happens, but no preview for you. And keep watching TYT Sports for all of our coverage, tennis and everything else. Subscribe. Don't go away.